The most popular question right now, since tomorrow is Diablo 4 Season 5, is what class to play. So this video is going to be me explaining what class I am playing, what builds I think look interesting, and maybe help you out with your decision. Now for Season 5, one of the biggest determining factors for what class you're going to be playing is the change to unique items. They actually sort of did some reworks to the majority of unique items in the game, both the Ubers, the multi-classes, as well as the individual specific items. I'll put a link down below to this blog post that shows all of those changes if you want to look at them, but this is where I would start. Now, for me in particular, there's two classes that I'm debating between in two specific builds that I think look the most fun. So the first one I'm going to start with is Druid. Now, I tested Companion Druid in the Season 5 PTR, and it actually felt pretty good if you temper Wolf attack speed, which is now also on the Storm Companion's legs. It can be quite good. And now the Storm Companion has been reworked to have a much higher lucky hit chance for your pack leader's Spirit Boon, meaning you're going to be able to consistently reset the Wolf attack over and over and over again. So the single target DPS from this is actually going to be not so bad. In the PTR, the wolves were doing enough damage that we were able to get Lilith kills, for instance. It seemed fine. There also seems to be a cool lightning build. There is, in fact, a new ring here that makes it where while Cataclysm is active, you gain unlimited spirit and deal increased multiplicative damage. They also changed the way Cataclysm works, so now your lightning strikes will automatically target minions. The lightning storm wraps here also got a buff, so I'm going to be playing Companion Druid, but as a secondary, I'll probably check out the Lightning Storm Druid as well. Lightning Storm also gets a buff of damage from 40 to 74%, and there was an issue that was fixed that made Lightning Storm now scale with your passive and temporary attack speed. So those look like good enough changes that I'm interested once again in Druid. However, there is another class that I might potentially play that looks quite interesting this season, and that would be the Sorcerer with the Fireball build. You see you have the Fireball gloves that makes it where they bounce and explode, but then if you pair that with the new variant of the Fireball staff down here, now you have a chance for the projectiles to be casted twice, and every third does 2 additional. They show the video of this during the campfire chat. It actually looks pretty nutty. But also Blizzard's probably going to be a lot better because now Ice Spike, this Ice Spike ring, chance for Ice Spikes to explode twice. Basically, the way Blizzard works is it summons ice spikes, and that's what do the majority of the damage. So this ring's going to be a significant increase in DPS. And what's interesting is I went and looked at everyone's YouTube channel because everyone does polls about what class people are going to play right now, and everyone keeps answering Sorceress. So here's one from Rage Gaming, 35% Sorceress. Here's Rax at 49%. Rob's leans towards Barb, but that makes sense. The second highest being Sork. So just based upon the numbers I'm seeing, if I had to guess, most people are going to be playing Sorcerer this season. Sorcerer also kind of had that feel bad mythic unique, which was the staff here. This one, I got this one last season on my hardcore, and it felt kind of bad because the stats aren't so good, but it's actually getting buffed to do critical strike, vulnerable, overpower damage, percentage, all stats, movement speed, resistance to all, and chance to restore, so that looks a little bit better. Not sure it's still going to be something people use, but at least the mythic unique staff looks better. Also, a Fractured Winterglass looks better too. This was already kind of a cool item, but now you have a chance for frozen or projectiles to cast twice, and with the way that works, conjuring random conjurations, that actually could be kind of cool. So I'm getting a pretty strong Sorcerer vibe from Season 5. Also, this wand looks kind of wacky. This is the one that makes you teleport randomly, but it now is on your evade. And look, it goes up to 650% teleport damage and up to 70% size of the teleport nova. You also get 3 more evade charges, and it reduces your evade cooldown. So you basically just spam your evade button, and you randomly teleport all over the place, dealing damage. Not sure that's going to be great, but it is kind of funny and interesting. So I feel like the other classes are still going to be nutty. Rogue's probably going to be one of the better ones. Barbarian just always seems to start people who say, well, it's going to be the middle of the pack, or it's going to be, not as good as it was. And then every single season, it becomes absolutely disgusting. So I'm sure these same things are going to happen. But if you're wanting to have fun this season and just kind of try something that might potentially be totally different this season, I feel like Sorcerer is the one that's going to go from zero to hero the most. Sorcerer is kind of, not really in a great space for a little while there. They nerfed the M more, though. The Chain Lightning wasn't exactly working, etc. But I'm really thinking Blizzard with the Ice Spike looks good. Fireball is looking pretty good. And it looks like there's a couple wacky things like the teleport that could be kind of fun to mess around too. So I think Sorcerer might be the one that I would push you towards. If you just don't really care and you're kind of equal on all of them play, maybe try Sorcerer for this season. But if you're like me and you've been a Druid and you've been wanting to play Companions and Companions are just not good enough or haven't been good enough for you, this is your season to play Companion Druid. Storm's Companion Pants are going to be disgusting. This Moon Rage aspect is actually really good. In addition, +3 to wolves. You have a chance to summon another wolf companion and you get a maximum of 3 additional wolves. Spirit Bond is kind of disgusting too. 10 to 17.5% of the damage you take is now shared amongst your companions. Pair that with the new Mythic Unique here, Tyrios, that gives you 20% damage reduction, 7.5% maximum resistance before we're even talking about masterworking here. I mean, you could have quite a bit of damage reduction on your Druid. And honestly, this is kind of hilarious too. The Crest gives you 20% damage reduction also. So just between these two items, you have 40% damage reduction before we're talking about masterworking or other legendary affixes. So for the people that end up farming Mythic Uniques, they're the type of people that are going to sit there and grind there. The amount of damage reduction you'll be able to get come later into the game, and again, you can still masterwork these, it's going to be kind of disgusting. Though granted, the damage reduction from Tyrios can be masterworked, but the damage reduction from the Crest is not a masterworkable thing. It's just the passive you can see here. But the one on Tyrios is not. That absolutely can be masterwork. You know, somehow I get the sneaking suspicion that after all of this, however, with the changes to uniques, the fact that barbarians can hold 4 weapons, barbarians are once again going to be disgusting, however. Necromancer also gets this pretty cool busted combo where you're going to be able to get your evade cooldown reset. They showed this off during the dev update live stream. So effectively, you'll get 4 maximum evade charges, and then entering or exiting Blood Mist resets your evade charges too. And because we know that Blood Mist is something you can get a very low cooldown. Remember, a lot of the Immortal, quote unquote, Immortal Necromancer builds were just spamming Blood Mist. But now you're going to be able to basically spam evades, then spam Blood Mist. So you're going to have this combo of being able to just evade all of the time, which is kind of cool. So we're going to have another season where Necromancer is going to more or less be immortal. They actually show a video of this here. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, what is that? 5 evade charges. There you go, Blood Mist, and then you can just go right back and do it again, which, I mean, that looks kind of crazy. But for me, the ones that look the most fun are the Sorcerer and Druid. So I'm going to start with the Druid, play Companion Druid, see what that's like. If any season is going to have a companion season, it's going to be this season, because finally we're getting some things that are making Companion Druid feel pretty good. Some more buffs even post PTR, and in the PTR they already felt pretty good. Though granted, there was some bugs making lands or the poison creeper do entirely too much damage. But that aside, the wolves are actually pretty nutty. So I'm looking forward to the Companion Druid. And then Sorcerer Blizzard Ice Spike is going to be a build I'm going to try, and the Fireball look pretty good too. So that would be my suggestion for Season 5 if you're just not sure what to play and you want to play something fun. Those are the ones that I'm going to be trying out. They look pretty fun. They look like Sorcerer actually gets a chance of being kind of strong this season, and it's historically had some struggles other than Ball Lightning Sorc. So maybe now is the time to try out the Sorcerer if you haven't yet. If you want to watch on the live streams, I'll be live. I'm live every day, twitch.tv/StarthMicrotransaction. You can find that below. Hope I helped out your decision, and I'll see you on the next video.